Okay, it is 6:03 PM. Um, This is a Planning and Zoning Commission meeting, and we'd like to have roll call, please.
Yes, sir. Hector J. Garcia,
Present.
Rolando Cáceres.
He's here.
Okay.
Present.
President. Cindy E. Cantú, Michael Barron,
Present.
Mercurio Martinez.
Here.
Johnny Beckelheimer,
Present.
Regina Portillo, Daniela Sada Paz,
She'll be here in a few minutes.
and Adolfo G. Martinez. For the record, you do have a quorum.
Thank you. Okay, we did have roll call. I'd like for everyone to please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I know the next item is the approval of the minutes for the.
Motion to
regular meeting
approve the minutes of January 8, 2006.
Second. There's a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item is the regular meeting of December 18th, 2025. Approval of those minutes. Is there a motion?
Motion to accept those
They already did
minutes
vote?
presented.
I'm sorry. We already have
Oh,
one.
I'm sorry. I'm looking at the minutes of that meeting.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, sorry about that. Yeah. So who's that? Gotcha. I was looking at the minutes of the last agenda. All right, the minutes of January 18th have been approved. Item number 5 is citizen comments.
We have none right now.
Thank you. Next item is a public hearing.
Motion to open up 6A.
There's a motion to open 6A.
Second.
And a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Mr. Chairman, this item was brought by legal. Regrettably, they are unable to attend this evening, and they request if this could be tabled, time uncertain.
I'd like to make a recommendation, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to suggest we form a subcommittee and talk about this. Maybe 3 of us from this committee with staff. I know that we talked about it the last time, and obviously there's been some discussion upon it, of which I don't know if any one of us have participated in it, and so maybe we form a subcommittee before we table it and go and bring it up the next time. I don't know how you want.
I think the last time we met, Commissioner, we also, I think, had made a motion to direct staff to have a meeting already beforehand to discuss this item. And I don't know, I know legal's in charge of.
Yes, this item is being developed through legal department.
Right.
So again, they're doing all the coordination on this item. We'll be happy to pass along your comments to them, and they can proceed,
Okay.
as directed.
I would agree with the Commissioner that I think 3 or 4 of us can form a subcommittee like that. We can get public comment, discuss the ordinance, review it, get public input, and then come back to this commission with a recommendation from the community and ourselves for what it is we'd like to recommend to council. But I don't know if we can just form the committee already.
Yeah, you can, well, we need action on this tonight to table it,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
And then within that motion, also form your subcommittee and identify the committee.
So I'd like to make a motion on public hearing 6A that we form a subcommittee with legal. I don't know what you all suggest, 3 or 4 of us members to get together with legal on this and before it comes back to us, so and table it for
I'd
one
like
of
to
the
be on,
and I would like to be on that committee, so.
¿Alguien más?
Any others?
3, okay, so 3.
Pues yo, para que sean la mitad.
So
Four
to
of
be
us.
clear, it's Ms. Sada Paz, Mr. Martinez, Mr. Barron, and Mr. Cáceres will be the subcommittee.
And then we table this until time uncertain, when legal can bring it back to us with a viable ordinance to present to council.
Second.
So noted.
I'll second. All in favor of that?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, Chairman Salpasa is here.
Hello, sorry, a little late.
We're in,
6B.
6B, yes.
Got it. 6B.
Motion to
Amending
open
the
up six B.
second, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Amending the zoning ordinance map of the city of Laredo by rezoning the south 87.3 feet of lot 6 and east 20.56 feet of south 87.30 feet of lot 7 and west 35 feet of the south 47 and 82 feet of lot 7, block 34, eastern division as further described by meets and bounds in attached Exhibit A located at 1102 Cedar Avenue from RO to B4.
Thank you, Madam Chair. For the record, we have the applicant as Professional Clean Services, Inc. as the owner, and we have Francisco Garcia and Marta I. Cruz Garcia as the applicant and representative. The property location is the south 87.3 feet of Lot 6 and east 20.56 feet of south 87.30 feet of Lot 7 and west 35 feet of the south 47.82 feet of Lot 7. Block 34, Eastern Division, located at 1102 Cedar Avenue. Zone change request is from an RO to B4. Proposed use is for car lots. Letters sent were 27. We have 1 against and none for. Background: on May 3rd, 2016, the City Council made a motion to approve a conditional use permit for an adult daycare. And the applicant initially requested a B3 zoning. However, the application was amended to B4 zoning request on November 17th, 2025. The applicant was advised that pursuing a B4 zoning request would be challenging. However, the applicant decided to proceed with the B4 zoning request. Location view, aerial view, street view, zone change signage, zoning map, featured land use map, and the recommendation is staff does not support, and the proposed motion.
Thank you. Does anybody want to speak?
Well, I have questions.
Yes, go ahead.
Madam Chair, so this property is on a highway.
Are we, I'm sorry, are we gonna open the public hearing?
Oh, it's pub-
Yeah, they already opened.
They
the
had
public-
Oh,
opened it
okay,
already.
so nobody?
All
nobody
right,
wants to
this is
come
a public
forward?
hearing. Is anybody here to speak for or against this item? For 90?
I apologize, I'm sorry, I
No,
thought somebody
you're
was
right.
here.
You're right. You're
Apologies. I'm sorry, go ahead with the question?
So this is right on a highway,
That's correct.
and highways tend to be B4s simply
Not
because it's a
necessarily.
highway.
Not necessarily, I mean,
Not
Saunders
necessarily.
is a highway, and most of it is B3.
What's that?
Saunders is identified as a highway.
Right.
It's an on-system roadway, and
True.
a majority of it is.
But it tends to be B3 or B4, right? And in this case, it's an RO?
For B4 designations, one of the requirements, the locational requirement, is that it be located along a freeway, expressway, or principal arterial. That is correct. However, in this case, if you'll turn it back to the zoning map, well, first we want to identify that the proposed use for the car lot can be accommodated by a B3 zone. So the applicant's stated use can be accommodated by a zone that is more in line with the surrounding zoning. I guess it's difficult to see. If you see the sort of that hot pink area, all of that is B3. The rest where it is located, I don't know if you all can see on your screens, is the RO. So the B3 is definitely much more in line with the surrounding zoning. B3 uses also predominate that area. There's very few that we found of existing heavy industrial uses at that location. Again, the existing uses in the surrounding area were more in line with those uses allowed by the B1, B3, and residential office type uses. So for those reasons, as well as the comprehensive plan, the B4 is not aligned with the comprehensive plan's designation for that area. For all of those stated reasons, we were unable to support at this location for the B4.
And so you're recommending a B3?
We would, that's not before us, but if that B3 were to come in front of us, it would be very favorably considered.
Madam Chairman, may I ask, do we know why they're requesting a B4 if a B3 would accommodate the proposed use?
That's what I was gonna say.
No,
Okay.
it's speculative.
Didn't
We
we
would
have,
assume there was possibly sale, you know.
I thought we had somebody apply for that, and did the state require B4 now? For them to get a license for a used car? We had somebody like that months ago.
Yes, we did.
We're
Right.
not, they did not, identify that as a reason for the proposed, requirement.
But we don't know, that's what I got confused on was when she said that they were gonna do a daycare and then, is they're
No.
gonna sell the property? or
No,
what?
it has, did you mention the conditional use permit?
I
Yes.
did as a
It has
background in
it has
2016.
an existing, conditional use permit for daycare that was there many years
Oh,
ago.
okay.
The building is gone.
Yeah.
There used to be a building at that corner that housed an adult daycare, so
Okay.
that is gone, so apologies for the confusion.
And I was like,
But no, they're not proposing adult daycare or any sort of a daycare. What
so
they're
they're gonna
proposing
continue to be,
is
The
a
lot.
mechanic shop, a mechanic shop. So, and again, the B3 would accommodate a mechanic shop.
too. But there's
Is it
nobody.
mechanic shop or sales?
No,
No, it's
it's
car
car
sales.
sales. Car
Pardon me,
sales.
car sales. Sorry,
But
car
currently
sales.
there is a mechanic shop there now, it seems.
Which was not allowed by the existing zone. So it doesn't seem like they're, and we've asked, is it, car sales that'll include as an auxiliary use or, ancillary use, vehicle repair? But that was not identified. They have told us that it will just be car sales.
Yeah.
Is your department concerned that if they get the B4, they'll do something that's not in line with what they're requesting?
Yeah,
Maybe.
absolutely. That's always a concern. The B4 allows for much more intense uses. There's a furniture store, there's a CVS, right across the street. There's single-family housing sort of across the street from there. So again, it's just this immediate area is not, I guess, in line with those much more heavier uses allowed by the B4.
Okay, well,
Madam Chairman, that's, to me, if it's real important to the people that wanted this, they'd be here to defend it. So I make a motion to close and go with the recommendation of staff.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
All against? Motion passes.
Thank you.
Entonces. Do I have a motion to open?
Motion to open up B3.
Second. C.
6C.
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 Oh, 6C, what did I say?
B3.
I was playing bingo.
6C. Second, Mr. Cáceres. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Amending the zoning ordinance map of the city of Laredo by rezoning Lot 1, Block 796 Eastern Division, located at 1401 Guatemocin Street from R3 to B1 Limited Business District.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We have as an applicant B&M Establishment Group as the owner and Laura M. Valdez de la Garza as the applicant. The property description is Lot 1, Block 796, Eastern Division, located at 1401 Guatemocin Street. The zone change request is from R3 to a B1. The proposed use is commercial. The applicant did not specify the specific proposed use. Letters sent were 23, and we received 1 against. Citations, warnings, and/or complaints. On November 2025, a resident called to express concerns that the proposed commercial use would worsen existing traffic conditions and disrupt the neighbor's peaceful environment. On July 18, 2018, a complaint was filed reporting 2 businesses operating in the same building and work trucks parked in the neighborhood. A warning was issued for operating without a certificate of occupancy. Location view. Aerial map. Street view. Zone change signage. Zoning overview. Future land use. Staff recommendation, staff does not support the proposed zone change. Continuation. Proposed motion, thank you.
Hello, sorry, thank you. Estoy acá hablando. This is a public hearing. Is anybody here to speak for or against this item? Please come forward.
Hi, my name is Laura Valdez de la Garza, and I'm the owner of that property. And I came here about 3 months ago trying to do
B3.
a B3. So I know it was denied, so I still applied for a B1 because of the recommendations. It was very, very hard on the B3. So my purpose of that is I want to sell the property, but my buyer does not, he wants to secure his investment. It's not $50 or $500. It's this investor right now, he wants to purchase, but he wants to make sure it's a commercial, like it's a warehouse, and this was a warehouse before 1986, before the zoning started. So that's why I'm here and trying my best and explain why I'm trying to change my zoning.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This is a public hearing. Is anybody here to speak for or against this item?
Hi, my name is Manuel Valdez. I've been in that property, well, it's not mine anymore, but I've been in that property since 2000, I think 2000, since the year 2000. And ever since I moved to that property, I've known that it's been a commercial property. Before me, it was the Stewart Company, and before me was another air conditioning company. I don't recall the name. Anyways, so I was there for 20 some years in that property. And my neighbors, I only have 2 neighbors. The one on the right next to me on the right side, and the one right across the street. 2 neighbors, that's all. Never had any issue with anyone, with anybody there. And my business was established there, and I had to move. And the reason, one of the complaints was that I had to move because, we started a commercial trucking business. And as we started, we were having the new place ready to move in, but at the time, 1 or 2, some trucks would come in to our place just to get plates or get, information or papers, and that was the complaints about. But we never try to cause any disturbances with our neighbors. In fact, one of my neighbors is here. And I understand the purpose of wanting to change from residential to B1, and I think it's just pretty fair to do that because the property has been a commercial property since then. That property right now is rented out to somebody that does some commercial work, but it's a super quiet person. And this new proposed buyer, he wants to keep it that way. He wants to keep that people there renting, but give him the security of the money that he's investing in that purchase. I just want to say that I appreciate you guys thinking about that and giving us the opportunity to be able to sell that property. Thank you.
Thank you. This is a public hearing. Is anybody here to speak for or against this item?
My name is Arthur Raymond. I was here when they were applying for the B3. Oh, excuse me. Let me see. My dad. And I came with my dad, and we were opposed to the B3 because it was kind of like unlimited. But now that they've applied for the B1, which is a limited business use, we have no problem. They've been very good, neighbors, and the people that are in there right now are great. And as far as I know, the businesses that can come in will be acceptable to a residential area. So we're going to lift our
question.
I guess. Go ahead.
Okay, go ahead. She has
Mr. Raymond, you live next door?
Yes,
Right next door?
My parents live next door right now. We were born in Laredo and lived there for 20 some odd years. But so we know that it's been a business for all these years. It used to be a mechanic shop, used to be a warehouse, used to be air conditioning business, two of them, I think. So we've never really had a problem. We're right next door, so.
And you're okay with that, B1?
Yeah.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
I have a question, Madam Chair. Do we know from staff if what the current, or I guess if they sell it, what will the use be? Because it says that
Well,
it's not
that's the thing.
specified.
We don't, we don't know. Other than, I guess, what they just mentioned, that the prospective buyer was interested in having the current renter remain. However, that's,
Do we know the use of the current
the
rent?
current use is a sign. Can you bring up the picture of the street view? It's a graphics sign, sort of manufacturing, printing sort of establishment. They've mentioned a myriad of uses. Obviously, those uses have changed, so that is not legal non-conforming. Once the use changes, that is no longer legal non-conforming. So this is definitely not legal non-conforming. The use itself. So the use under the B1, this use would not be allowed under a B1 zone. So the zone that's being requested would not accommodate this. They would still need an overlay at a minimum to accommodate this use. As you can see, all of the parking, that is not commercial parking. So the business itself is struggling to provide legal parking. This area is completely surrounded by single-family homes, with the exception of the Girl Scout Youth Organization located to the northwest of this location. If you look at the zoning map, it is very, very, there is no other, intrusion of discordant zoning at that location. It is all R3. Again, to provide a level of comfort for those surrounding residences, this location would be much more conducive to a conditional use permit. And that's why we've suggested to the applicant, however they do want to pursue their zone change.
And is the owner aware that the current renter is not?
That she's the owner.
Well,
That's why she.
yeah.
Yes, come here, come forward.
Right now, the picture that you put, it's a sign, but right now, like if you put it's a curtain blind, they sell blinds, they do curtains, and there's only 3 people working. It's like you see the warehouse.
It's no longer a print shop?
No.
No, yeah, no, it's
Oh, it's not a print shop anymore?
No, it's a curtain. They sell like curtains, like las
Like a
cortinas.
seamstress?
Yeah, like something like that, because they fabricate the ones I use at home. Very nice, very Hemingway. There you go, Hemingway curtains. And that they have been there for more than a year, because I didn't renew the contract, because the purchaser that wants to buy said there's not gonna be no contract, but I still get rent from them, from the little house in the back.
So all of these people moved out?
Before, yes.
All of those?
Yes,
The printer?
The printer moved out.
All
and
of
then
those folks
it was the
have left?
The trucking company, it was the air conditioner that was ours, the trucking, the air conditioning Floyd, Stewart Air Conditioning closed down. So all those people have been in commercial there. But the sign, no.
When is that picture from?
That's an old picture.
I don't know when you put the, if you could.
What's the address?
Google has it 2020.
1401.
1401
Guatemala.
Street. And it does show the Hemingway.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It does show.
Different pictures.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have them?
Yes.
Can you provide them here for us?
Yes.
Google's date, the picture on Google says March 2024.
Pero ¿cómo es? 414, ¿qué? Do you have it there?
1401, Guatemala.
49, show the picture.
On the screen.
The projector?
Lay it down.
Right here?
Yeah, right there. They'll zoom in on it.
Okay. This is
Oh, okay.
Hemingway.
Oh, a ver. Nomás que está en la 2. Se tarda, pero ahí está. Sorry.
And is that the only business that's there now?
Yeah. And there's
Except-
only like 3 people working there. And they use the hall. It's like they have.
Will you touch your phone so you can turn it on, please?
Oh, turn it on?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Se apagó.
Oh.
Oh, I see. The applicant did not specify the specific proposed use. That's why we don't have that. Sign currently occupied by No Limit Sign and Graphics. Okay. So it's a sort of a seamstress?
Yeah.
Okay.
They
Seamstress.
just, they have deal machines and they do curtains.
Would that be allowed under a B1?
Let us check very quickly.
And if you can speak in the mic.
Okay. Yeah, I just said that the place where the place is, they have like sewing machines, like 3, 4 sewing machines. That's all they do. There's 3 people there.
Can I ask you a question? Why wouldn't you want a conditional use permit instead of change?
Because he wants to sell it.
Yes.
We
And the
Yeah, but if you sell it and you're changing it, then you don't know exactly what the new owner's gonna do. So even as neighbors,
You have to change.
in
Every time.
5 years ago, 10 years ago, there were people you could work with. By doing this, you can get other companies that fall under there that are not gonna be as nice or whatever. They're running their business, so that traffic could go in there, those cars could go in there, and it's not built for that.
Yeah, we understand that, but the person that wants to purchase the property, he wants to at least make sure that the property is a commercial.
Well, that's what they're saying now.
Because,
But
yeah.
once you have a paper that says they can do anything, then, well, I know,
they
but.
cannot. Well, from what I know, they cannot do anything. He wants to keep on renting.
B1.
He wants to keep on getting that rent from them without any problem.
But he wants to do it right.
Yeah,
right?
he wants
He
to
wants
do
to
it
do it
right.
right, and if he acquires the property right now, the CUP is going to have to change every time
Every
a
time
new,
he rents.
a new
Yes.
tenant comes in.
Yes.
And the block,
So he wants to sell the property, in a good way, so that the person that gets it in a B1, not in an R3, that's been for more than 20 years. This is what I
Yes.
understand, more than 20 years. It had been grandfathered in here like this,
Yes.
in a
Taylor
commercial
shop is
video.
brand new. It's not been there 20 years.
No, the Taylor
No,
shop,
It's
building.
over
the
almost,
building,
yeah, over a
I'm
year.
speaking about the building. The building is zoned
It's always been commercial.
R3.
That's correct.
Right,
The
but
property
it's-
is owned R3.
Yes, but it's always been used as a commercial industry because it's a warehouse. It's
No,
not a
it's not a
house.
warehouse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Warehouses are used for logistics, for, cargo,
There's a
There's no warehouse
for the
there.
transport of cargo. So anybody can go and put their mercancía ahí,
Yeah, well, we used to put the mercancía.
but not associated with the business, anybody's.
Oh, no,
So
no, no,
somebody
it's not-
comes
it's
in
not
from
all
out of
for-
town,
No,
yo
no.
traigo mi trailer, yo la puedo poner ahí.
No, we used to unload like all the equipment, air
The equipment
conditioning.
for your business.
Yes.
That's
It's
correct.
a warehouse.
That's not a warehouse, the way we talk
warehouse
about
for
warehouse.
rental,
Like,
no.
like,
Storage.
Yeah.
Storage,
Like
no,
a
no.
warehouse.
it's just like Walmart having their storage for their,
Yes.
for their
It's
inventory.
an office, and then stuck to the office is a warehouse.
That's correct.
It's a 2,500 warehouse, and we even have a little space to dock the trailers whenever we get equipment. So it used, I was there
Yeah,
for 20 years.
it's the, storage for the inventory associated with
Yes,
business.
yes, that's correct.
Aquí tenemos un comercial.
I guess the question remains is whether the current business can operate there as an R3. Why the need for, I know the owner wants.
This would, the tailor shop, would require, if they would want to continue with the tailor shop, the minimum would be the B1.
Yes,
It
that's
would
what
be the B1.
that's what we're trying to make it legal and everybody to be happy.
To do it right,
No,
the
just
right
do
way,
it
like
right.
he says, I'm gonna buy it, you have all these people, the little house in the back, the little curtain guy, but you're not renting it the right way, and I say,
Yes.
well, let's do the channels, and that's why we were here last time, and we're here right now, and
Right.
I'll follow whatever we have to do.
We just wanna follow
The rules, the
rules and
protocol, you
procedures.
tell me the procedures, what to do, we're here to do, that's what we do.
Thank you, appreciate it.
No, thank you.
I just had a question for staff. It's, it's misleading, right? Because it's an old neighborhood.
Yeah.
And it's tough because I understand too, right? We don't want to do spot zoning and have all this surrounded by R3 and only this area B1,
That's right.
right? So
Yeah,
that's,
yeah.
that's the
That's
concern because
correct.
everything's brown and then we don't want a red spot right in the middle of that map.
Well, yeah, it also, again, the comprehensive plan, it's not in line with the designation for the comprehensive plan, and which is the very definition of the spot zoning.
Right, of a spot zone, which is something we would not want to recommend as far as this commission. But the difficult part is a block away, you have a bunch of warehouses in an
Yes.
M1 zone, right? But do you transition this neighborhood into allowing them to move towards a more area of business and a business-friendly neighborhood? Or do you want to protect the neighbors that are right next door, right, from preventing them from having a business next door, right? So this is where it's, do you go with transition and what's in place rather than what's on the map? Because what's in place, you have the tennis courts, you have Sweet Lori, you have the Canales Cabello, right, 1 block away, you have a Posada maybe 2 blocks away, right? So it's difficult for this commission because at the end of the day, it's still an R3 in the surrounding areas, and the next door neighbors would have a difficult time continuing to control that if it goes B1 and now it's B1, let me change it to B4, and at the end of the day, you have, which they may be all right with, but I don't see any neighbors here either, other than the one that just spoke who was in favor of this. But I would just, like the commissioner mentioned, be aware that if they sell, it's not gonna be the current neighbors that you have. It's gonna be somebody else that may not care about the neighborhood, right? They may just care about their bottom line and their money, not necessarily the neighbors that have been there for a long time. So it's a difficult zone case, right?
But they would have the restriction of B1 though.
But they will
Right.
have a restriction for,
But we don't live there, the neighbors do, to whether they want to live next to a B1 or not. Right now, they've been living next to an R3. Now, how they've continued businesses there, grandfathered in after the first, and then another guy left, and then now you have an AC guy. Those guys probably shouldn't have been allowed there as they operated. They should have come here and done a zone change, right? And this is what this gentleman is trying to do. But the neighbors around there currently, my question is, if you're in R3 and you come in for a conditional use permit, how many layers of uses can you go up that you would like?
We talked about it. Remind me, is it B1 or B3?
B1.
B1.
They can only come in for a conditional use permit for B1 uses right now? They wouldn't be able to
With
come
the
in?
R3.
With an R3. Like if I own the R3, can I come in and use a B3 use as a conditional use permit?
That's correct.
I could.
No,
No.
B1.
Only B1.
B1. So all the uses that would be allowed in the B1 would be eligible for authorization under the CUP.
With more control back here.
That's correct. And with the CUP, again, we're able to impose conditions that might mitigate any issues with noise or litter, access, traffic, fencing, lighting, all the myriad of problems that, you know, you have with commercial uses, next to residential uses.
But it's not, pardon me, it's not likely that that will ever be residential. It's a warehouse, it's a building, it's a commercial building, it'll always be a commercial building.
I mean,
Who's gonna
the
tear it down and
structure
build a home
itself,
there?
do we have conversions of commercial structures to residential type structures?
That particular one, I used to live.
Typically you'll have the opposite, residential structures trying to convert to commercial structures. So, yeah, that is typically the pattern.
Okay,
What is the land use plan
The
recommend?
land use plan, it identifies it as high-density residential.
entonces sí entraré, digo. Okay,
That's
well-
something we gotta
I
consider.
think we should give it to them.
So the current zone is in line with the comprehensive plan,
Comprehensive,
right?
Yeah,
so,
and if it were something different, the comprehensive plan would have recommended that this area transition into more business-friendly area.
Exactly.
okay. So what are the wishes of the commission?
I personally make a motion to close 6C and go with the recommendation of staff.
Second.
What is the recommendation of staff?
Does not support.
Does not support. All in favor?
Aye.
¿Cuántos? 3? Okay. All against?
Aye.
Aye. So,
Motion is denied.
motion is denied, so do we
Make a
take?
motion on Unit 6C that we go against staff recommendation and
Allow the B1.
allow the B1.
I second it.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All against? Motion passes. Okay.
It's still long.
Estamos 6D, ¿verdad? Okay. Motion to,
Motion to open a public hearing on item 6D.
do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Amending the zoning ordinance map of the city of Laredo by rezoning approximately 2.15 acre tract as further described by meets and bounds in attached Exhibit A, located south of North Bartlett Avenue and west of Harper Lee Drive from R1 to B3.
Thank you, Madam Chair. For the record, we have D&J Alexander Investments LLC as the owner and Ricardo M. Villarreal as a representative. Property location is approximately 2.15 acre tract located south of North Bartlett Avenue and west of Harper Lee Drive. Zone change request is from an R1 to B3. Proposed use is for a mini storage. Letter sent or 18, and we have 2 for and none against. Location view. Aerial view. Street view. Zone change signage. I'm sorry, zoning map. Future land use map. And the recommendation is staff supports. Continuation of the recommendation. And the proposed motion.
Good evening, Madam Chair, members of the Commission, Ricardo Villarreal, Topside Civil Group, here to answer any questions, and we are also in support of staff's comments.
Well, this is a public hearing, I just have to say. Mr. Ricardo is here to speak for this item.
Yes, and I'll answer any questions if you have any, but we are good with all comments.
So this is, Madam Chairman, if I might. So this would be storage.
Yes, so there's currently an existing storage unit. The storage is being expanded another 2 acres.
So this would be the extension of Norman Mailer.
So Norman Mailer has already been approved and is currently under construction. This is south of Norman Mailer, between Norman Mailer and the airport property.
And then you already have a storage facility that borders Bartlett, is that correct?
Yes, so the entrance and which, so
And
this is
Arthur
the
Miller.
rezone. due to some logistical things on posting, the SUP, or the CUP,
SUP.
the SUP that comes with a mini storage is coming in on the next meeting. So this is just one of two that comes in. The mini storage will use the same access point on Del Mar, one controlled entrance access. They do have one access exiting Norman Mailer right now in the existing mini storage.
Bartlett,
I mean,
correct?
no, on Norman Mailer, they have an exit. On Bartlett, yes, they have an entrance, the main entrance. In this site, they are proposing an exit only for fire, or exit only and an emergency entrance for fire.
Onto Norman Mailer?
From Norman Mailer, but they're just exits. They're not entrance.
So if I were on Bartlett and wanted to get to Norman Mailer, I wouldn't have access through there?
No, so Norman Mailer is, for more the
Arthur
entrance.
Miller is gonna
Yeah,
punch
for more the
through.
entrance to the mini storages, Norman Mailer is about maybe 200 feet north of that. You would enter through the driveway of the mini storage, get to this site through the existing mini storage all the way around here. And then, but you have two exit gates. You would have two exit gates on Norman Mailer. One's already existing and the next one is proposed with this site.
Is Norman Mailer projected to hit Bartlett?
It already does.
It already is?
Yeah. Yeah,
Well, it's not open right now.
I'm sorry, it's Arthur Miller
Arthur
that
Miller.
hits Bartlett right now.
Uh-huh.
Norman Mailer's gonna connect to Arthur Miller at a 90-degree. So if
So
you
it's
see
gonna
Norman
change
Mailer,
names
Oh, that's
or
fine.
what's gonna
yeah,
happen?
it changes names. When it goes east-west, it changes to Arthur Miller.
You don't think it's too it's too close to the homes that are already there? It's gonna butt to it?
The use as far as this area is conducive with what this is going on here. The area is controlled access, right? So only the renters have access to this point. It won't be a commercial. You don't have in and out traffic like you see. Norman Mailer is not going to be used as a entrance to any of this. It's just solely for exiting. And this specific gate actually is for also fire access. So they're adding one building. Currently, there's 5 buildings right now. This is the 6th one.
Okay, so by exiting to Norman Mailer, you're talking about it being fenced.
Yes, all the
and
parameters
if-
of a main
And if you're
storage.
gonna leave the premises, you can leave to Norman Mailer.
Yes, you leave to Norman Mailer and then you come around to Norman Mailer, Arthur Miller, which is the same street.
Which is the
doesn't-
same street.
Yeah, and it hits Bartlett.
Is there something?
Right,
better
because this
we can
body
do on
approved
there?
something a few meetings ago on, I think on the
Will that
curve
help
there.
So north of this site, there's gonna be a garden home project on the other side of Norman Mailer.
Does that help you,
Cross.
Rick?
Yes. I'm sorry?
Be garden
Does that
homes?
help you at all?
Or you prefer the aerial?
The aerial.
That one?
Yeah, so if you see where it says Arthur Miller there,
Mhm.
Commissioner, so Arthur Miller is built right now as a cul-de-sac where Block 4, Lot 1 is, right where that ends. There's a cul-de-sac right there. Months ago, a project came in just to extend Norman Mailer.
Right,
So
that's
Norman
what I
Mailer,
saw.
yeah, Norman Mailer's right now currently under construction to connect Arthur Miller down the existing mini storage on the west side, and then it turns north to connect to Norman Mailer. So basically, the line where you see the residential, that's the end of the residential development, and everything south of this starts all the commercial.
Quick question for staff. You don't have a historical picture because a few meetings ago, we saw exactly what Mr. Villarreal is talking about on the extension of Norman Mailer, and I think there was a cul-de-sac there somewhere.
Yeah, so north, the one that you saw, Commissioner, is north of this site.
Mhm.
So on the, I'm sorry, not north of this site, west of this site. On the other side of Norman Mailer, there's 2 cul-de-sacs that have about 50 garden homes on there.
It would be north on it, according
Yes,
to
that,
this.
that's
map.
already been approved. It's under design, being sent to One Stop Shop.
And so on the south side would be this, an
Yeah, the south
extension
median, the
of,
way we're looking at it, actually, yeah, you're right, south side, I'm sorry.
yeah, it's the extension of what's already there, which is a storage facility that would be to the, west of
The storage,
Arthur Miller. The thing is that
north, I
staff
think
didn't
it's
provide
here.
a historical picture.
Yeah.
Because we have a picture.
Do y'all have the Google Maps that we can put up there? I think it's,
If you wanna just log in.
Cause, yeah, it's already built out.
Yeah, I think
The
it's
ones
already built out. It's hard to see from this picture that hasn't been built out.
While I get this, I had a question for staff. The storage units currently need to be in a B3?
Yeah, they need a base zone, a B3 to get the special use permit for the mini storage warehousing.
For mini storage, okay. I do know there are several mini storages in the city that abut neighborhoods and residential areas.
Yeah.
The one I'm looking at now on the map, while Rick pulls it up, is one on Del Mar. There's a mini storage there, and it shares a property line with a residential area. I noticed that. There's another one on Calle del Norte, I think, that Sandoval Storage.
and so the project that you're talking about, Commissioner Martinez, is, it's actually 3 projects. So the first one that came in was to rid this cul-de-sac, extend this road, turn it, and connect to
Okay.
Norman Mailer, to give the Alexander development another out. Onto Bartlett as opposed to onto University. The next project that you saw was here, north of Norman Mailer, here, or north of Arthur Miller, west of Norman Mailer. This has 2 cul-de-sacs, here and here, and lots on each side. Those are smaller garden home lots. On the south side is where you're seeing the current one here. And so you see the existing mini storage unit. This is here, there's a entrance, the main entrance, a controlled one, the key code one. This is an exit only. There's gonna be another building right here. And then this drive will get extended this way to have an exit over here, to meet fire requirements.
Can you?
Rick, so you go into that storage unit currently, you go in and you can't exit back onto Bartlett.
You can if you come back through the main entrance.
Okay.
Yeah, but you can exit here onto Arthur Miller.
Yeah,
And
because I
then-
think you can only exit out through Arthur Miller.
This one,
Like the current one, the newest one, the Bartlett storage.
Yeah,
Because I think I went in there to drop something off and I tried to get exit to Bartlett and you can't. You gotta go through that other exit.
I think it has a double thing, because
Like if you pay more, you can get off through Bartlett.
you get the 10x20s.
You actually have one there, you can't get up.
No,
There's only
seriously,
one
yeah,
exit. We have to go through the other
Yeah,
side.
and so this next phase will have another exit here, so that people don't have to come back around.
Is it to Norman Mailer? Is that the exit?
So this one is to Arthur Miller. Arthur Miller
Yeah,
ends
that
here,
one's there.
and then once it turns, this segment here turns into Norman Mailer. So
Anyone can exit there. It's not just an emergency.
anybody that's inside the premises.
Yeah, anyone
that
that's
you
already
rent.
inside.
Yeah, you can't go inside the premises if you're not a renter.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
And I guess another question to staff is,
I'm sorry, quick correction. The base zone required would be a B1.
It's B1.
So, yeah, B1. Apologies.
and so my question to staff, and
I'm sorry?
we're looking at future, land use, future street use, name, etc. We must have a master, plan of the city of Laredo. And we're gonna have Norman Mailer that's going to connect to Arthur Miller. And we've seen in this community, Clark turn into Park, Gustavos becomes Sanchez, Corpus Christi becomes Washington. And these are the type of things that your department at Planning and Zoning, which controls all of this and controls all of the naming, you all must be cognizant of what's going on with all this and how they're gonna connect in the future, because right now it's regular land. But can you see where I'm coming through, where it's gonna be confusing, continue to be confusing, because, oh no, we're on Arthur Miller. No, wait a minute, I'm on Norman Mailer.
This is coming up at the
Not the second one.
The second one is coming up at the during this meeting, and that can certainly be part of the committee's motion
In all fairness, Commissioner,
change the name or address the naming.
in all fairness, Commissioner Martinez, the cul-de-sac was put there, and then there was a big push to have another exit from the Alexander development. This could have been a bigger commercial sector here, to where the cul-de-sac would have been kept the way it is. Because this came after the fact, this is one of those weird ones where to get it out, it had to stay Norman Mailer, and then at the 90-degree, that's where it changes. Now, we see a lot of that in residential development, where at the 90-degree turns, the streets get changed because of numbering as well. If you continue the numbering all the way around, all the way a loop, it could get confusing, especially to the fire department when they know, like, all right, this is the 1100 block, 1200 block, 1300 block. So, but this one was more of a after the fact. If it would have been done at once and it connected all at once, yes, the street name would have been kept the same. Now there could be
But I think he's mentioning that the two names are so similar.
Right now, the
as
city.
to cause confusion.
Yeah, right now the city. There aren't any addresses of Norman Mailer in this area, so there could be a name change, but that would be. I think that takes city council action.
You mean that Arthur Miller?
Yes, if it already has been identified, then yes, that's correct.
Got it. Thank you.
Okay, does anybody have another question? For Mr. Villarreal? No?
Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't know if anyone's against.
I know, this is a public hearing. Is anybody against this item?
Motion to close public hearing and go with staff recommendation.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All against, motion passes. Can I have a motion to open?
Motion to open item 6E.
Do I have a second? Second, Ms. Portillo. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Amending the zoning ordinance map of the city of Laredo by rezoning lot 6 and 7, block 851, Eastern Division, located at 1504 and 1518 East Bustamante Street, from R2 to B1.
Thank you, Madam Chair. For the record, we have Armando Garza III as the owner and Hector A. Arenis as the representative. Property location is lot 6 and 7, block 851, Eastern Division, located at 1504 and 1518 East Bustamante Street. Zone change request is R3 to B1. Proposed use is for medical offices. Letter sent were 27. We have 1 for and none against. Location view. Aerial view. Street view. Zone change signage. Zoning map. Future land use map.
Thank you so much.
And the recommendation is staff supports. Continuation of the recommendation. And the proposed motion.
Thank you, thank you.
I thought there was a letter against, like on our copy, it says there's 1 for, 1 against.
1 for and 1 against.
Like on the little square here.
Did we bring that with us?
Well, I have it here, but it was only 1 for.
We have
I
it
guess
here as-
it was an error.
Oh, okay.
So there was none opposed?
None opposed?
There was only 1 for.
We apologize.
Okay. This is a public hearing. Is anybody here to speak for or against this item? Please come forward.
Hello, good evening. My name is Hector Alanis. I'm representing Dr. Armando Garza, who is the property owner. Dr. Armando Garza owns the property across the street from the subject property where he has medical offices. The purpose of the rezoning of these 2 lots is to remove the trailers, the mobile homes, units that are currently, on location, and build another medical clinic, specifically a speech therapy clinic. Which There's quite a few other clinics in this area because of the proximity to Loretto Medical Center. And there's a pharmacy, there's some multifamily apartment dwellings and some other businesses in that area. So I'm free to answer any questions that you may have.
Thank you. Commission, yes.
I'd like, I don't have any questions.
No? No questions? No, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Anybody against? No?
Is anybody here to speak against this item?
I'd like to close the public meeting and support the B1 district.
Second.
All in
Change,
favor?
the zone change.
Aye. All against? Motion passes.
I'd like to make a motion to open.
No.
No?
No motion.
Prepared
Este ya no.
Master plan.
¿Eh? Estos ya son master plans.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah. 7A, review and consideration of the Los Cielos at Cielito Lindo Master Plan and the granting of the variance to the maximum allowed continuous street length of 1,000 feet pursuant to section 3-2, North 2A of the subdivision ordinance and the maximum block length of 1,200 feet pursuant to section 3-2, North 1, and N1, of the subdivision ordinance. The intent is residential.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The applicant is CDV Land Holdings, Engineers Topside Civil Group. The proposed use is residential, and the zoning for this 576 lot development is R1A and R1B. Location view, aerial view, the proposed master plan, staff comments from planning, planning continuation, comment from fire, and the proposed Russian. Thank you.
Con un chorro.
yeah.
Pásale. The engineer version.
Madam Chair, members of the Commission, Ricardo Villarreal for the record with Topside Silver Group. I'd like to discuss a couple of these comments. Starting with comment number 2, if I can just read it real quick. The proposed master plan does not comply with the future thoroughfare plan in that St. Luke Boulevard is to extend as a collector in a southerly direction followed by a westerly connection towards Ejido, revised accordingly. There's been a little bit of history on this site. Currently, and if I can get the projector going. There he is. I can see him poking at things.
It's on our screen, it's on.
So, all right. Okay, y'all. So, currently on the city website and the current thoroughfare plan is they call for a street running roughly around this area here. Previous master plans that have been approved just west of here, which would be the Wolf Creek subdivision, in those current master plans, which I brought the one that's actually existing right now on record that was approved April 6, 2023. This is where that roadway on the master plan came through. This roadway, since all this residential was approved, got revisited or changed per se, right? And so this is the master plan that was approved, which we're extending St. Luke, and we do have a road coming in here. One of the comments is to extend one of the streets so that they can get future access on Ejido, which we're going to agree to that on here. You don't see it on here, but when we obtain the comments from planning, we are going to extend this street here so that in the future they can connect as the way it was already approved in this master plan. The comment that I just stated was I did receive some information from planning in that they have a plan. And I don't know if y'all can see this. Let me try to.
Difficult.
Yeah.
That's a little
A little
better.
better. And maybe. Oh, no, it's not.
Can you trace it at least so that
Yeah.
you
So
can kind of see?
so there's
Maybe-
a
can
blue line
you wanna
here.
pull it up?
Yes, I see.
He's got access to
I have the key.
the KMZ files, so
That's what I need.
so that's it's a little easier with those.
No, he sent me this one. I just don't have the fancy stuff here.
So I put the subdivision here for you.
Yes.
Pen and paper.
So it's awesome. So this is the road that
Can you just a little bit more for my eyes? I think it's a little.
So this
still
is the
hard.
road that we obtained last week from the planning department. We didn't know about this road, so that first comment was kind of confusing, and we were trying to decipher what they meant. I did meet by chance with Rafael Vidauri on another committee where I saw them and I cornered him and I was like, what does this mean? That's where he mentioned this road. We do have a concern here. Number one, there has been meetings with the district council member here as well as the commissioner for this district and TxDOT into providing a secondary out for mainly these two schools here. So this is the master plan. A little bit later on tonight, we are coming in with the first phase, which is roughly this area. However, in that first phase, my client has agreed to build St. Luke to connect to Cuatro Vientos to provide for that secondary out. This comment that I just mentioned, comment 2, would want us to build this road the way you see it on the blue. I do want to mention some key issues here. If y'all are familiar with this area, east of the Cuatro Vientos at Cielito Lindo, there's a big lake there that they use for recreation at the ranch. I'm sorry, right here.
Right.
And currently, Cuatro Vientos has about 1,000 linear feet of bridge, which obviously tells you 1,000 linear feet how big this system is, the San Ildefonso Creek. And it crosses into another lake that's in the Link property. This whole area, and if you can see this jaggedy there, it's because we're avoiding that major floodplain that's there.
Okay.
So this road being here is not conducive with what the engineering design and due diligence that has been done in this area. Number one, because nothing's going to be done here on the south. So you would have a collector collecting, in essence, nothing on one side, right? This big area here that you see cleared, that's the JPC. That's going to be a federal detention center on there. I believe it's roughly around 40 acres, if my memory serves me correctly. So this is, it might be bigger.
Yeah.
If we wanted to put a road through here, crossing this lake, if this is 1,000 feet, this bridge, crossing this lake is nearly impossible, right? So coming Ejido, you see the red line coming down Ejido. Ejido's gonna snake around west to get around the berm and around the lake. And then obviously you would have this other major roadway coming in here that's probably another Cielito Lindo that's going to tie into the crossover. The idea that we had here and our meetings with the city and TxDOT is to provide relief right now at this phase to connect to Cuatro Vientos. The reason I showed the master plan that's existing right now is that one's showing this plan right now. So to come in and change this and following this creek here where we have this big detention pond, once you start getting into the nitty gritty and into the design, it doesn't make it conducive to what we're actually trying to accomplish here as residential. So I would like that comment to be revisited in that we're allowed to continue with our master plan and not have to come down south to an area that's in essence no man's land. Now, if we were to do this, this road would end somewhere here. The westerly neighbor doesn't have any usable land here to develop. So this portion crossing this creek here, chances are it wouldn't be built anytime soon. What we also don't want is for traffic to be looping around this big system and overload St. Luke and Cielito Lindo, because what I just mentioned is these two schools is what we're trying to alleviate. And so we don't want this road to be come back here and meet up with the LBJ and the 9th grade campus that eventually comes back to Cielito Lindo and Ejido and come to the Cuatro Vientos. So what this would allow, and that our TxDOT meetings were preliminary because we wanted to present this to them to get an idea where they stood. They asked us to do the drawings, and then once we get through this procedure, we go to TxDOT and get the TxDOT permit. So this would allow, there's currently an existing frontage road that's one way, and it comes and it ties into a ranch gate. What we'll do is we'll cut it off and have this traffic come in as a right-in only, and the plan is to come out and tie in with like a deceleration lane into the main lanes. This would allow this traffic, bus traffic, school traffic, and not only, but this residential traffic to exit this way and come down and take the turnaround at the other future arterial and go north and avoid going west and add even more traffic to this area. And there's 3 comments that I want to discuss, but I'll take it, I guess, comment per comment in case anybody has any questions or comments.
Madam Chair, I have a quick question. Could you put back up the 2023 previously approved master plan, now that we've seen sort of the entire plan, just to see where it connects with that one?
So this is the area in question. The yellow is part of our track. The white coming up here, St. Luke, a little bit north of St. Luke, and come back down here.
Okay.
And so you could see St. Luke, it ends currently here, and so we're tying it in roughly around the same area. Alignments changed, maybe feet that it changed. And we do have a main road, and we are going to have a connection to come in and connect at the future Ejido.
Got it, thank you.
Now, I have a question. So you have the Lamar Bruni Vergara Middle School, and to the east of it, is that a driveway or is that a street?
This one here? Or
I don't know where you're looking at.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's one of the other maps.
It's back at the other. Can we switch back to the computer?
The aerial. The Google.
Aerial, I guess.
Google map.
So St. Luke ends at a ranch gate, I got that. And immediately to the north of that ranch gate, there seems to be, I don't know if it's a driveway or is that a street?
They're both driveways. Considered
Okay.
driveways as per the school, but they utilize the internal circulation.
And the reason why I ask is because on phase 1, you have a street that runs north to south, south to north.
This one.
And that one.
Yes.
And it's not aligned with that driveway.
Well, so the aerials kind of get, positioning on aerials aren't as well, but aren't that good. But the center line of this road will align to this driveway.
It will align,
Yes, sir.
okay. Then we're good.
Which is going to lead to my second comment, but I just want to make sure to
Well,
give everybody an opportunity.
I've got some questions for staff, so I don't know if this is the right time to ask Vanessa or not, but, and I did go to the City of Laredo's transportation site that has the app, or not the app, but the website where it shows the overlay of the thoroughfare plan in this area. And on the city site, it gives us the thoroughfare, right, plan and how it's supposed to be in this area. And I did see the current, I guess, on the city site where the thoroughfare plan runs like with a red dash, kind of south of this development. But currently, in this map, it runs across the current neighborhood of Wolf Creek. Like the map on the city's transportation data GIS portal shows the thoroughfare plan running through Wolf Wolf Creek, but without the thoroughfare plan, like without the road there. And I understand when it came, like Rick just showed us the master plan, it changed back when Wolf Creek came because of the lake that's there. At that point, the master plan was approved, obviously approved because this development is now there. Right? So my question is, when we revised the thoroughfare plan, we should have removed this roadway from the thoroughfare map because it's master planned without it because of the justification that was given then. Right? So,
We did a quick search of when this thing changed because previously to 2021, St. Luke and the thoroughfare plan went all the way to Loop 20. However, in 2021, I'm assuming it was through conversations with TxDOT and the acceleration lane that they're planning at that location, that's why that section was removed. The punch out was removed from St. Luke's and then moved so that it now is in the configuration that you see now.
Right,
So that change happened in 2021.
so that thoroughfare that Rick has that, or on the screen with the arrow, that is no longer there because if you see where that thoroughfare was supposed to run back then, there's already a neighborhood there without that roadway in place. So it's not gonna happen because there's already a neighborhood in Wolf Creek for that roadway. So that's, thoroughfare is not gonna be there, so my recommendation is that this commission go to the thoroughfare map and permanently get it out because that's not gonna happen. Because there's already a neighborhood there and an approved master plan not showing that roadway
Correct,
there.
and I was involved in, so it was approved even before this April 2023 master plan, like the director was saying, back in 2021.
2021 is
Yeah.
when we saw the
And
change.
so when Wolf Creek, I was involved in the Wolf Creek design, that's when this whole thing got changed and basically St. Luke was the one that was to be used as this. And again, when we look at this and I bring up the aerial here, this thoroughfare is really close to this bridge, right? And so that was part of the reasoning that, okay, St. Luke is gonna be that collector tying in to a right in, right out only at Cuatro Vientos. There's no crossover. And so you even see on here, you even see this road crossing over the highway.
Right.
So this thoroughfare plan is in essence extremely old because
That's not the current one.
well, this is what's on the city website.
That's not the current one. The current one is what we see with it looping around. The blue, that's changed in 2021.
But why,
That's the
but why is
current
it
one.
on the, that's right, like, but that's like me, right? I wanted to see what was going on in this area, where was it, because I saw the comment of the thoroughfare, right? And I wanted to see, well, I'm assuming him too, right? When I read the comment, it mentioned something about, Ejido. But when I go on the website and look to see where the current thoroughfare plan, the assumed thoroughfare plan that the city has on its website.
I mean, we could check
It shows
it
this
again.
roadway.
The city's portal is not run by the planning department, right?
Right.
When we're looking at it, of course, we're looking at ArcGIS. We're not looking at the sort of the city portal.
Right.
But we'll definitely make sure to look at that and the communication between the updated maps and I guess what do you call it?
The approved.
The person that runs the city portal, make sure that they have the most updated map. But this
was approved with the commission?
Yes, that is the most updated thoroughfare plan map. But that where St. Luke's, it used to be a red and it would go all the way to Loop 20. That changed to that configuration in 2021, where you see the blue looping around.
So the master plan.
Sorry,
the
Rick,
master-
would it have been, you know how you bring the comprehensive plan in and then, Rafa goes through certain sections and says,
Absolutely.
this section
Yeah,
here, this changed.
it
this section
happened
here.
on February 4th, 2021. That's when we saw it in the packet. And then it goes to council after that. That's when that,
the master-
among many changes, that was one of them.
Understandably, but the master plan that was approved in 2023, 2 years later, also didn't show this. So isn't it at a certain point, at some time, like, I guess it changes? And the reason is it's more an assumption on our end. We only have
Was
what's
the master-
available
was
to
the-
us.
When did the master plan start? Remember the vesting and all of
So,
that?
so this one started April 6, it got approved April 6, 2023, which it has 3 years, and there has been activity here,
But
so
when did
it's
it,
valid.
when was it initiated? You know what I mean? Like, when was the original submittals?
The original submittal of the master plan? Of the Cielito Lindo master
Like,
plan?
where you would have been vested under the old or the new, you know what I mean? That's that. If you're asking me why does it have,
I guess why do we
something
continue
previously?
seeing this if there's been a master plan already showing that that's not gonna happen?
why are you continuing? Oh, on the thoroughfare plan?
Well, I don't even see it on the thoroughfare plan.
Well, not on the city's portal, but I'm sorry,
Where,
but we
where do we get
we
the
see it.
thoroughfare plan?
Yeah, and I understand for us too, right? Like here we are
Is it on the
making
website?
comments, trying to see where master plan's in. And at the end of the day, this roadway isn't gonna go, cause it's not there, cause it's gonna run through this neighborhood. And it seems like St. Luke to be able to get 600, how many lots are coming in here? In this master plan?
576.
500 and something lots. We don't wanna flood St. Luke to go towards our schools.
On the- Oh, all right. I'm being told that there's a water leak somewhere on the third floor. It might trigger the alarms, but not to worry. It's not a.
I brought my swimming.
We have.
Okay, thank you.
So-
So get ready
If
to
it goes
get,
off, we ya sabemos.
we'll take we don't have to take a shower.
Yeah.
So back to this, Vanessa, it's just,
So
We-
we're
there's a
I'm showing on the city's website, where you can see, this is on our website, the thoroughfare plans.
so Vanessa, he has a master plan approved, not showing this, roadway, in this manner, an approved master plan. St. Luke, we would want not to load this one street with 600 lots to all go towards LBJ and the middle school and the elementary school. There is a solution to have St. Luke, as far as these neighbors, instead of making a left or going west, right? They can go east, grab the loop like he mentioned, and then go north. Why wouldn't we want to support that to help not force traffic to go towards the schools?
I believe the issue, with regard to the not, or to continue, I mean, we would prefer, we gladly have St. Luke continue all the way through.
Right.
There is TxDOT had expressed some reservations during our pre-review meeting of, some concerns that they had at that location. However, again, the comprehensive plan was issued or changed this configuration since 2021. I'm assuming it was, again, in conjunction with conversations with TxDOT in recognition of the terrain issues that you've mentioned. That's why they don't have it continuing further, and looping around sort of that creek area to connect, to provide that interconnection going backwards towards Ejido. So that what seems like the intention of the thoroughfare plan as approved in 2021.
So if you approve that, but then we approve the master plan, what are we gonna do with an approved master plan that shows it running differently?
But this, in this case, the master plan is coming up for review. So at this location, that is the consideration. Do we conform to the master or to the thoroughfare plan at this location as required by the charter, that we support the comprehensive plan and the thoroughfare element, or or address it differently.
Yeah, y aquí está, in this meeting is also the review of the master plan.
Yes, this is the master plan.
And then phase 1 and phase 2 are coming.
And phase
Coming
1
up.
and phase 2 are coming here,
Correct.
right,
yes.
right? Okay. So,
So our concern here is engineering wise, for lack of better words, this doesn't really make any sense, right? You have a collector not collecting, right?
Let's see.
So we're not trying to get away from roads. As you can see, the Cielito Lindo development, I think OBJ High School is the only high school that has 4 roads around the entire high school. So my client has agreed to build, and if I can go back to the map. Well, my client has agreed to build in phase 1 all of St. Luke to connect to Cuatro Vientos, because they do know that that is a dire need for this area, as even emergency need. And I think the captain back there can attest to that. We are following the current approved master plan right now. That's already been in the books for 2 years already. It keeps on getting renewed because I do know that was a big master plan. And so as long as there's movement on the master plan, which there's been movement further west, that master plan keeps on getting renewed. I can't tell you exactly what was the last plat that came in, but it's still very well alive, this master plan. So we're just following basically what our predecessors did and continuing, but not only, most importantly, we talk about it, is the traffic flow here. I do not want to overrun, and who knows when development is going to develop south of us. So if I come in with 570 lots, that's times 2 cars each. You're looking at over 1,000 cars that only have 1 out. And that is St. Luke Ejido and Ejido Cielito
al
Lindo.
otro lado, sí.
So I think this is very prudent of not only what my client is trying to do, but also for this whole area here. It took a lot of convincing on my client to spend that extra money in this first phase to connect the entire road, because I knew this was going to be an issue, especially with representatives from the school district. That's exactly what we want. This isn't our first rodeo per se talking about this. You know, we've had meetings with TxDOT, with the councilman of this district to see what the needs were here and what he wanted to see, as well as the commissioner from Webb County in this district as well, because there is a lot of movement coming in here. That's why we want to go with what we see on the plan, and that's why we're contesting comment number 2.
Is there a master plan submitted to the south? No.
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 And if we were to follow the current thoroughfare plan that was approved, I don't know when it was, but in the map.
The one where it goes to the loop is prior to 2021. It was, I
Like
think,
2020?
it was in 2017.
And it runs south. And like St. Luke,
St. Luke
based on what he
goes
showed,
all the way to the loop.
but running
Right.
south, because what he showed on the
The
aerial
previous one,
before,
yes.
the aerial before that he was gonna write with a paper, it seemed like it was not gonna connect to Cuatro Vientos. Like the
Oh yeah,
No.
so this one here that was pulled up by Luis with the help of Luis, you can kind of see it here. That little
it is
thing,
there.
you can kind of see it here. It's tough to see if that's St. Luke or not. Nonetheless, it stops there. Like it doesn't come back around. So I don't know. I didn't see this part. I just saw. I went to the other link that's on there on the map link.
Right, the one
that showed me this one here.
right. So based on can you put the aerial back
Yes, sir.
of what they sent, like what we're gonna draw, like the paper.
This one here.
No, there was like an aerial with the blue line.
Oh, it's this one.
That one.
The design is here.
Camina.
No, sí, pero no, can you put it up there, Rick? I'm sorry.
It's because it's.
Oh, it's because they haven't switched it to the computer.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
so that one right there,
Can
if
we-
you could zoom out of that, Rick,
Can
you see how St. Luke goes from north to south to the creek.
There it is, right here. Right here, this blue line here.
Right, to the lake or to the creek, right? Like,
Yeah, and then
and it's supposed to cross and go connect? Like, because this is the first time I'm seeing,
it's supposed to come back around.
oh. All right, yeah, I hadn't seen, I'm sorry, and I hadn't seen this because I was looking at the,
And
The
so,
GIS.
and so this, again, just to reiterate, we have a road where you're really not gonna collect anything on the south.
right. So it's either that, loop back around, so if we were to follow this dirt for planning, you come in, into this neighborhood, and then when would that roadway happen? The blue, right there, Rick?
This one?
Yes.
My guess? Decades?
So all these folks.
Because this is a big floodplain here, all this is floodplain. So if you have any usable land, it's maybe this little corner, but this little corner is probably not gonna make you enough money to pay for this crossing. You know, that $500,000 crossing across this creek. And you can see the boxes up here. Here, I helped design these boxes here, so it's a big structure. And so, when we look at this, we look at the different parameters as far as, does it make sense? Is it usable? Can it withstand the development? Can that price withstand, can that be paid for within this development? And I don't see that happening.
Right.
Plus, a loop around, I've never seen this in the city where it gets looped back around itself. And right now, we all know the water and sewer issues. There isn't any sewer down here. The JPC didn't get sewer. They're using no, it's like a leach field. Well, it's going back.
Yeah.
But we are the civil engineers on this. They're only providing public water, no sewer. So this whole area here, there needs to be a big capital improvement plan on the sewer to get sewer down the San Ildefonso Creek so that this area can open up. So in all reality, anything down here, unless there's a big injection into capital improvements, it's gonna take a while. So this, in the next few years, would cause a massive traffic jam here. I don't see any other route but to connect to Cuatro Vientos.
Yeah.
Todo
And
derecho.
and this would be in phase one.
This would be in phase one.
The
And
roadway
you'll-
will come
and
in.
you'll see it in item 77B,
8A.
8A.
Not
8B.
phase five, not phase.
Not phase 5, it's in this one.
Es el 8B, preliminary consideration of Los Cielitos.
Yes, and that is our job before we bring it to the commission, that if we would have stopped that right halfway, well, this is no good. We're adding 165 lots. Combined with phase 2, another 56, you're looking at 220 lots. And it would be a tough sell to come here and say, oh, then I'd have to eat my words. Now I'm pushing everything through here. So that's why the client agreed, hey, we have to build it.
Go ahead.
Oh, a quick question for staff. So was the change made where it was made like after the fact, to avoid people going into Cuatro Vientos because of the accidents?
Quite frankly, we were just starting to do that research of why. What was the rationale behind this change? We went back to look at those meetings and pull up the staff reports, and we were gonna have to review the videos just to see what was actually said, why the configuration changed so drastically.
Yeah,
So
'cause
I
it was
just
right
don't
next
have
to
that
the
information with me. Again, we started that and we were able to find when it happened, but we weren't able to lay our hands on exactly the rationale for this.
So the majority of the accidents that you see on Cuatro Vientos is on the intersections that were built out to ultimate development without the bridge. And so you would get people crossing, and it's the timing. Let me try to beat this car. So what TxDOT did was say, hey, I'm not gonna allow crossers anymore. You're gonna take a right, and you're gonna go to the next intersection and take the turnaround. That completely changed the game as far as, obviously you never eliminate accidents, but it lessened the accidents at these intersections. What we're connecting is having this connection here to do that same thing, to go south and come back around on the
And
turnaround.
now the accidents are because people that are now going south are having to cross over 2 lanes while they're still doing 30 miles an hour, and that's a 65 mile an hour.
Yeah, and so we're coming in here, and obviously we've done our research with what TxDOT requires, either in this case, acceleration lane, right, and then you merge into the lanes. There's delineators, there's barriers that we put in. TxDOT is very, very adamant on us following all those things. It's something that has been needed in this area since these schools were built.
So staff doesn't, I don't know, what's staff's position on 7A?
What is our position on 7A?
Yeah, well, your
Well,
position is that,
it's on-
So on that
There, right?
so that's common too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
That's
that
our
we can
position.
continue with St. Luke tying into to Cuatro Vientos. So that's why we would like to strike comment 2. Comment 3, which is the westernmost entrance of phase 1, creates a street jog with the westernmost entrance of phase 2, which they're saying is this street here creates a jog this way. Now, yes, it is considered a jog, but it's not a through street, number 1. So people
I
aren't gonna.
asked, is it a driveway or?
Yeah,
what is it?
so this one is a street way over here, but this is a driveway. We aligned this road on the driveway. What we wanted to do is have phase 1, which is 165 lots, to have 2 entrance and exit points. The threshold to have 2 points, 2 entrance and exit points, I believe is 30, right, Captain? 30 lots, right? We have 165 coming into this first phase. So it was really, really adamant of us to put in, we're putting in the main entrance, which we're not having any of these lots that are included in phase 1, but we're building it anyway, building this road and building this one. We aligned the road to the driveway across the street from the school, which is in only on the school. Now, when jogs really do create an issue, is these people take a left on the outside lane going west, and these people take a left on the outside lane going east. If these were mirrored the other way, and one's taking a left this way and one's taking a left this way, and they're crossing lanes, that's when a jog becomes an issue. Here, the minimum distance here is around 200 feet from intersection to intersection. But the left turn lanes are going away from each other. And then the right turn lanes are turning into their own side. So as far as that jog creating a mixture of traffic, that's not the case. I'd rather have the commission approve the second out of this phase, aligning with the driveways across the street, which are only in operation early in the afternoon, which are mainly controlled by UISD police or the school security guards, and keep it the way it is so that phase 1 can have both roads on there. So comment number 2 and number 3 are the ones that we would like for the commission to revisit and strike out. Comment number 4 is, so one of the comments we're conceding, just to make it on the record, is we're gonna open this road up for future connection to Ejido. The other comment on number 4 is they wanted 2 connections, one on phase 4 and one on phase 5. We've agreed to put one on phase 5 because there's just this little area here that may be developed, right? So we went ahead and said, okay, there's maybe about 3-4 acres here possibly of developable land. So we'll either open this road up or this road up, and we'll have that opening, and we'll provide that master plan. Over here, we can't put a road because this is all floodplain. It's gonna go nowhere. And so now you create dumping, you create people parking there. There's a barricade that is wood. Yes, it's encased in concrete into the ground, but people are gonna go use it as a dumping ground, all that stuff. So we rather not there. So on comment 4, I would want to eliminate just the southern connection on phase 4, but keep the southern connection on phase 5.
So,
And we would want to reiterate that we would want the stub out there, because it is a separate property owner from the other location that you've identified. And because it is floodplain doesn't mean that it's not 100% developable. It's more expensive to develop, surely, you're correct, but it's not prohibited from development. It may be fiscally prohibitive,
I can see a future
but
park
not,
too.
I'm sorry?
I can see a future park right there.
Exactly, that also. And those are some of the things that we looked at also. So we would want to have that stuff out there.
That comment there, to the reason they sold this land here and the way it's delineated like this is because they knew this was undevelopable. This area is bigger than North Central Park, this whole area. It's like you telling me connect a road to North Central Park and wanting somebody to cross over. If I was a betting man, it's not gonna happen, right? Now, can it happen? Yeah, we have $1 billion, you know, we get a big injection, yes. But the intent of this area, floodplain, floodway, 1,000-foot bridge going under Cielito Lindo, the amount of dirt work that's coming in here, it's not feasible to do that. And so on our end, when we protect it and we deal with the environmental department, when we go to One Stop Shop and do all that, it's, why did you put this street here? Now they're just gonna come and dump tires and they're gonna dump trash. If we have lots, they can't get to that back part. Now they still can have a park access off of Ejido. We have another road coming down here where they can access that park. If it is ever a park, that's why we're conceding that one on phase 5. And so I think one access is plenty for this whole area. I'm sorry, Commissioner, if I interrupted you.
No. Good. Keep going with your thought.
And so looking at this, the reason it was purchased like this, looking at the floodplain, looking at what the study is going to take, you can't raise this area just engineering wise. If it were developable and you raise this area, you block that bridge. You can't. So yes, there's a possibility, right? We can tunnel under there. We can do, I can come up with different hugely expensive scenarios, but engineering wise, I would tell anybody here, anybody behind me, anybody here on the commission that this is not the area to develop. This is something that needs to stay natural out there.
So we're talking about 2 stub outs, right?
The stub out is on a different comment, which is going east, west.
And that you're okay with that
yes,
one?
we're gonna do.
And then
We're
south?
gonna do one on phase 5 here.
And on phase 5 south of that, is that area more likely to be developed, in your opinion, rather than the other, than phase 4?
Oh, definitely. And the reason is because the floodplain comes here and it comes around like this. It does it like a little peninsula.
Right, so we'd want to have a stub out so they can have access to do that
Yes.
development. But the likelihood of the other phase to have a stub out is in the middle of the creek.
Even if this were a park and you would put a parking lot, it would be hard to put a parking lot in this floodplain. You would put the parking lot over here.
But they're 2 separate property owners.
Yes, this is Cielito Lindo, but the intent of this track, kind of like the intent, it's like saying put a stub out to the lake, right? You can't. There's no thing. There's a lake here. In this area it shows here, but on heavy rains this lake gets, it's pretty big.
Yeah.
So you would want to stay outside of the floodplain for any park improvements, which this is the area. Now, it could be lots, it could be a park, it could be anything, but if I foresee anything happening here, 2 major lake systems down one of the biggest creeks in Laredo, the San Ildefonso Creek, this ain't gonna happen.
So, comment on for your item number 4. In the previous councils, they've talked about North Central Park, linking it, going through the creek, going under I-35, going to the river, developing along the river as a park. You can even go all the way to Laredo College, South Park. But also linking this, you have that big lake just on the other side of Cuatro Vientos, and linking that as a park and going down the creek all the way till you get to the river. And then linking North Central Park, it'd be one huge.
Think of it like this, Commissioner, and I'll give you the perfect example. Forget about North Central Park, Chacon Creek, where the Haynes Center is. That is currently existing under the bridges, and you have walkways under the bridges. But we're limited to walkways,
Yeah.
right? Because we have
A bike lane.
Yeah, we have bike lanes, but we're limited to the buffer zones.
But
We're
you don't
limited
think
to
this would be
floodways.
an access point to have it right there, that little corner there?
So,
to have an access
chances,
point there?
chances are, if I were to foresee the future, you have a trail coming in here, coming this way, everything staying natural, and home base being here. But mainly, you want home base being at a major roadway. Off of Ejido.
Of the Ejido.
You don't want people to.
Well, you
all
have
of a
little
sudden flood
pocket
a
parks
neighborhood.
along the Chacon. You have it in Los Indios.
Yeah,
have
and
it
you can
in
have
all
little
of them.
pocket, you can have little pocket areas, and this, hence us leaving a stub out in the usable land.
Yeah.
Because even if you come and you put a parking lot here, low, and you have lighting, because it's a park for safety, you have trash cans, and it comes and you get a big rain, it's gonna wash all that stuff out. So the realistic part of it is what we're looking at here. Now, they still have technical access, they technically still have access off of the loop, of a public roadway. So, just to get a update, our would be to strike comment number 2, which is the thoroughfare plan one. Comment number 3 on the jog, and then just the phase 4 on comment number 4. We'll put the road on phase 5.
Madam Chair?
Rick, I'm sorry, Rick, I had one more point, and I go back to comment number, on St. Luke Boulevard, right? As far as looping it back around. As I was looking at the Google map, most of the school sites, like for example, Roosevelt and Los Obispos has Sierra Vista right next to it, connecting to Cuatro Vientos, another that connection for that outlet, right? Like in that area, I'm talking this in the south. And then you go, the next area would be Octavio Salinas, right? Which is further north, off of Lomas del Sur, connecting on to Cuatro Vientos. In other words, kind of similar how some of these campuses, the United South 9th grade campus, Agua Nieve, is right next to Cuatro Vientos to be able to get on to Loop 20, right? Like that area right there. So you would see maybe the transition happening in this area, right? To get these two campuses, Lamar Bruni and Veterans, to have something similar as the other campuses have.
We want to avoid this scenario here, where it just comes in, like we want to get to Agua Nieve. Is this Agua Nieve? No. Agua Nieve is a little bit, this one.
Right.
This is Agua Nieve.
No.
Right.
Now, we still have to go, this isn't the final, this gets approved by this commission. We still have to go to TxDOT, make sure that we dot our i's, cross our t's with TxDOT, get every parameter that we need to do. This connection isn't easy like any of the other ones where you just connect a curb. This is gonna take some thought going back and forth. That's why we had these preliminary meetings with TxDOT to kind of get, you know what? Yeah, it looks like a good idea with the help from the city backing, right? And, okay, go to the commission, make sure it gets approved, right? And then come in with your design. So this gets approved tonight. Our next thing is going with the design. Just
Yeah, because you want to do all this lead work and then TxDOT not give you the letter to connect to the highway.
Or we go to TxDOT and the client spends all this money to do all these studies, TIAs and everything like that. And then we come here and we have to do the blue line. It was a moot point.
Madam Chair, I have a question for staff. So what gives me pause is the change that was done sort of last minute in the thoroughfare plan. Like, it must have been for good reason. So how likely do you think it is that we can find, kind of like go back into old emails or like the archive to find out why that change happened? Like, is there something we can look back to, or is there nothing?
Well, I mean, all of this has to go to the commission, it goes to the council. So, I mean, it did happen in open meeting, there are staff reports on it. as I said, we did our initial, just looking at this, and we found the staff report, but it didn't give us rationale for each of the changes. There was a lot of changes that happened during that. It changed from the thoroughfare plan that was adopted with the Viva Laredo comprehensive plan to the one that we see now. And it is very significantly different. There were a lot of changes that happened at that time. So I don't know that they listed everyone and showed, this is exactly why this is. On the staff report, it just said in consideration of discussions with TxDOT, review of master plans, like all the different tools that planners use, this is the proposal. So that's why we were gonna have to go through the videos to see, was there any discussion on this specific location?
And in all fairness, Commissioner Portillo, we do the due diligence, right? The city that I haven't seen, no TIA is created when you redo thoroughfare plans, no topography map is used, none of that. And so they, in essence, leave it up to us to do the legwork, because it would be expensive also for the city, right? They leave it up to us to do the legwork, and now to come in here and say, hey, this really doesn't make sense, or it makes sense, or you know what, yes, it's a go, it's gonna cause an issue here. It's like a domino effect, right? You push one button and then the other ones go off. And this is just one of those cases. The majority of the plats that come in here, we don't argue a thoroughfare plan because we're already following it, right? This is one of 20.
Que es nuevo. Okay, so what are the wishes of the commission? Do we,
I'm okay with the strike, comments 2 and 3. I'm still debating that 4. Only because of the future. And again, we're talking 10, 20 years from now. I mean, who knows?
maybe by then, we already have
We'll have another master
master
plan.
plan.
When is it that we can review the comprehensive plan or the thoroughfare plan?
We do it every year.
Can we do it at any time? Does the ordinance say we
I
can?
mean, we can do it at any time, however, I mean, we just don't have unlimited resources to review it, all the.
Yeah, but here we have.
Every meeting.
Here we have, well, you guys don't have the answers as far as why it was moved the way it was.
Well, not today.
We do have a master plan in place right now that seems like a good idea as far as to be able to get traffic out of this area, especially 600 rooftops. Is there any chance we can bring the thoroughfare plan in, review it, and if it makes sense, to change it,
But it's there.
to remove the loop and kick it to loop 20?
Yeah, we're compiling right now all our changes for this year, so
But
yes.
can we do this specific one so we don't hold the developer from
Well, I
moving
mean, you
forward?
can just strike the comment.
Yeah.
Right, but can we strike the thoroughfare comment without,
Yes, you can, yes, without changing to thoroughfare plan, yes,
like we could strike a comment base
Yes.
of a thoroughfare
yes,
without, even though it's in the thoroughfare plan,
yes.
and remove it?
You can strike this comment. That's correct.
Rather than bringing the thoroughfare plan and removing it from the
This
thoroughfare plan?
this would eliminate that requirement.
Okay. Again, miss, we were in the middle of a motion.
Well, motion on 7A. I guess to go with staff recommendation, but to strike out comments 2 and 3 on the jog, right? And 4.
4, just
Four
part
is
4.
amended.
Yeah.
Part 4, just the phase 4 on part 4.
Phase 4, okay.
Just
So
phase
noted.
4, just phase 4
On
on
comment
comment number
4.
4.
To keep phase 4.
Phase 5.
Keep
Keep
phase
phase
5,
five.
yes.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Oh, and the variance? Right?
The,
Don't they have to get have action on the
comment number
variance?
1, staff supports the variance, and I'm.
Yeah, I was fine with that. It was only, well, that's why I go with staff recommendation, which is the 1, strike out
2 and 3.
numbers 2 and 3, and then strike out phase
4.
4 of number 4, and then go on with number 5.
Second.
Second by Ms. Portillo. All in favor?
Aye.
All against, motion passes.
Thank you.
Okay, 7B. Review of the revision to the San Isidro Northeast Subdivision Master Plan. The intent is residential and commercial. The purpose of this revision is to include La Paz Subdivision Phase 2. Y luego aquí viene lo de Seña también. 9 and 10. A ver, vamos a tener que-
Thank you, Madam Chair. The applicant is San Isidro Northeast. The engineer is Slay Engineering Company. The proposed use is residential and commercial, and the zoning for this 774.24 acre lot development is B4, B3, B1, R1, R1A, and R2. Location view, aerial view, the proposed master plan, staff comments, fire comments, traffic and safety comments, continuation, and the proposed motion. Thank you.
Hi, good evening, Commissioners. My name is Ramiro Ibarra. I work for State Engineering. I'm here representing my client, San Isidro, and I'm here to answer any questions. And we do concur with all the comments, except, not that we don't concur, but just some clarification on comment from the traffic department. Comment number 3, it says, how will United Avenue connect to this subdivision? And United Avenue doesn't, it's outside this master plan. Maybe it does not apply, so I just wanted some clarification on that comment. Other than that, we do concur with every other comment.
Which comment number was it?
Traffic safety.
Comment number 3.
It says, avoid street jogs with center line effect of less than 300.
Number 3 is
Number
the.
3, show streets right of way.
That's.
How will
Avoid
United Avenue connect to the subdivision?
¿Cuál 3?
So you're asking for that comment number 3, United Avenue does not connect to the?
United Avenue, no. I was looking at the thoroughfare plan, it seems to just pass north of it. And if you look at our master plan, this is the last residential area that we have. You can kind of see it's that corner right at the top.
Yes.
And so it just doesn't touch it. It's,
Right.
I don't
Did
know.
you guys know that, are you all okay with that it's not within his,
It's not our comment.
oh, it's traffic?
Oh,
It's traffic. And we don't have anybody here from traffic.
Got it.
What do we do in these cases?
And so you just have that corner that would connect to you, to the United?
What I guess the subdivision that we're proposing right now, it's just that last remaining piece out of the San Isidro master plan that is right at the north. I don't know if I can point to it, but. Oh,
That one? Right there.
So, in essence, we're connecting to existing La Paz, and, all the traffic gets directed to Juan Escutia, which is a major,
And where are you, well, it's hard to see on that map, but where are you connecting to La Paz?
I'm connecting on Ocio Drive, on Quieto, I believe, and Cavatina. So it has a lot of access.
Like, where would it be there on the proposed master plan?
So where's United?
Sorry about that.
We're extending Ocio, which is right here.
Yeah.
We're connecting to this existing street, right here, in this intersection. And we're connecting with another intersection here at Cavatina. So it's in essence like a big subdivision, but we're just doing the last remaining, that's the last undeveloped area that we have.
Where's Eagles Lane on that? Where's Eagles Lane on that?
I'm sorry.
Eagles Lane, where is that at? It's not on that map?
It's not on my master plan.
Okay.
wishes of the commission?
So the only issue you had was on, comment number 3.
Yes.
All of the others, staff recommendations were okay?
Yes, sir.
And you're showing where you are connecting. Motion go with staff recommendation.
Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Without
So approved, subject to comments?
Approved, subject to comments, yes.
Do we have a second?
Yes.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
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 All against? Motion passes.
Thank you.
Okay. Consideration of the following preliminary plats and replats. A, preliminary consideration of the plat of San Isidro Northeast La Paz subdivision phase 2. The intent is residential.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The applicant is San Isidro Northeast. The engineer is Slay Engineering. The proposed use is residential, and the zoning for this 50-lot development is R4. Location view. Aerial view. Proposed plat. Planning staff comments. Fire comments. Traffic and safety comments. A continuation. And the proposed motion. Thank you.
Then,
Again, my name is Ramiro Ibarra from Slay Engineering. This is the preliminary plat for La Paz Phase 2. So if we can pull up it's the same comment, but in this case it's traffic comment number 2. It's the traffic also said, you know, how we connect to United Avenue, but it's outside our master plan. But we can see it more clearly if we show the.
Much better.
Yeah, so we're just pretty much connecting to the existing streets, everything's residential, on those 3 corners of, actually 4 connections. And I believe on the thoroughfare plan, United Avenue runs north of us. So, you know, it just extends past, it doesn't enter this development.
And at that point, that discussion can happen with traffic later, so they know that comment should not apply to this, because you're gonna let them know it's not in our.
Yeah, I don't know if maybe traffic thought that San Isidro was also the developer on the north. That would have made sense, but it's Killam, you know, it's under somebody else.
So you want to strike comment number 2? is what it
Comment
is.
number 2 from traffic, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
We left it in the other one.
We left it in on the other. Yes.
But it's posed as a question, so
It
it
is.
doesn't.
It's a
not
question. All you have to
Yeah,
do
well,
is.
that's
is
why I wanted
address
like
it.
clarity. It was more like a question, so.
Yeah,
you
once
have
you
to
do, I think
address
even
it.
in the comment stage, if you clarify with them.
I think we
Yeah.
can leave it, but
Yeah.
it's not putting you in a position where you.
Yeah,
have
it's not
to-
put, it's not putting you in a compromising position. All you have to do is address it.
You have to say it won't connect. It doesn't connect to the subdivision.
So motion to, on 8A, motion to go with staff recommendation and, subject to the comments.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes.
Thank you.
¿Tú también, verdad, Rolly? Ah, okay. 8B, preliminary consideration of the plat of Los Cielos at Cielito Lindo subdivision phase 1 and the granting of the variance to the maximum allowed continuous street length of 1,000 feet pursuant to section 3-2 and 2 of the subdivision ordinance and the maximum block length of 1,200 feet pursuant to section 3-2 and 1 of the subdivision ordinance. The intent is residential.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The applicant is TDD Land Holdings. The engineer is Topside Civil Group. The proposed use is residential, and the zoning for this 165 lot development is R1B. Location view. Aerial view. The proposed proposed plat, staff comments, continuation, fire comments, and the proposed motion. Thank you.
Madam Chair, members of the commission, Ricardo Villarreal, Topside Civil Group, for the record, not to beat a dead horse, same thing, comments 2 and 3. The other comment, number 4, doesn't apply to this because it's in future phases. So phase 2 is the third for one, comment 2 is the third for one, comment 3 is the job one. So we can strike comment 2 and 3 like we did in the master plan.
Okay.
And I concur with the remainder.
What are the wishes of the commission?
When it comes to the preliminary plats, 8B, go with staff recommendations, but striking comments 2 and 3.
Three then?
Now, 3, is it all of it, Rick, or we're gonna leave that stuff out for?
No, the 3 is not the.
Phase 4.
Yeah, it's not the phase 4, phase 5.
2 and 3
contract.
is
It's a-
traffic.
Yeah, it's the,
Specified.
it's the street jog ones.
I don't have a traffic one.
Más para abajo.
Is there a traffic one here?
No. The comment to put the road south was just on the master plan.
Ah, okay.
Okay.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. 8C, aquí quédate, no te vayas. Preliminary consideration of the plat of Cielito, of the Dos Cielos at Cielito Lindo subdivision phase 2. The intent is residential.
Madam Chair, oh, sorry, go ahead.
Well, okay. Thank you, Madam Chair. The applicant is TDV Land Holdings, the engineer's Topside Civil Group. The proposed use is residential and the zoning for this 76 lot development is R1A. Location view, aerial view, the proposed plat, staff comments, and fire comments, and the proposed motion. Thank you.
Madam Chair, for the record, Ricardo Villarreal, this phase is just comment number 2, which is the job. As was stricken in phase 1 and the master plan.
And the plat.
Motion to approve, subject to comment, striking comment number 2.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. 8D, preliminary consideration of the replat of Lot 4B, Block 3D and J Alexander Commercial Subdivision, Phase 15 into Lot 4D, Block 3, D and J Alexander Commercial Subdivision, Phase 15. The intent is commercial.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The applicant is D&J Alexander Investments. The engineer is Topside Civil Group. The proposed use is commercial, and the zoning for this one lot development is R1A and R1B. Location view, aerial view, current plat and the proposed replat, planning staff comments, continuation, engineering comments, and the proposed motion. Thank you.
Madam Chair, Ricardo Villarreal, Topside Civil Group, for the record, super easy. I concur with all comments.
Eso, bravo. What are the missions? What is it?
Motion to go with staff recommendations, subject to comments.
Second.
Second by Mr. Cáceres. All in favor?
Aye.
Can I have a motion to hear 9 and 10?
So I would motion to group together 9 and 10.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Can you read them, please?
Yes. 9A, preliminary consideration of the replat of North Laredo Industrial Park Phase 7. The intent is industrial. The proposed use of this reconsideration is to reconfigure lot acreage and include a portion of Ruthinger Parkway. 10A, final consideration of the plat of Village South Subdivision Phase 5. The intent is residential. 10B, final consideration of the replat of Lot 8, Block 4, Felix Villa Estate Subdivision Unit 1. The intent is residential.
Thank you. Motion.
Motion to approve the item subject to staff comments.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. now we have a discussion and a possible action. 11A, discussion and possible action to change the time and venue of the regular scheduled Planning and Zoning Commission meeting of February 19, 2026.
That's correct. We left a handout at each of your locations. And as you know, in February, we have the parade. It inhibits, access to downtown on our regular meeting date. So the alternative meeting dates and times that we've been able to procure would be, instead of Thursday, a regular meeting date, February 19th, at a regular time. The alternative dates and times would be the day before, Wednesday, February 18th at noon. And that would be not here, but in the first floor conference room. Or, again, that same day, Wednesday at 6, so regular meeting time, again, in the first floor conference room. This chambers were not available on that day. Or Thursday the 19th, but at noon here in chambers. So.
And is the library available for us?
I think we checked. The library is oftentimes very, very difficult. This is what the locations that we were able to procure.
That's what I would say. I don't know about you guys, but I know I can do both. But I know a lot of people work, and it's easier for them to come at 6.
So at 6 o'clock?
But I don't know what you guys think.
I know it's gonna be a busy week that week, it's the end of Washington celebration,
Yeah.
so there's a bunch of stuff going on Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It's gonna, for me, I would prefer noon on the 18th, just because,
And it's the start of Ramadan. There you go.
sorry, Ramadan.
Okay, so.
That's my opinion. I don't know about the rest of the
What are the
commission.
wishes of the commission? I'm, a noon?
Yeah, I think we should avoid Thursday.
Okay. Noon on Wednesday?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Fine, good.
Motion?
Yeah.
Motion to have our planning and zoning meeting moved to Wednesday, February 18th at noon, at first floor of the City Hall conference.
Okay, second?
Okay.
Second by Mr. Martino Martinez. All in favor?
All right.
Now, the second one is 11B, is discussion and possible action regarding the possible cancellation of the second Planning and Zoning Commission meeting of December.
Yes, Madam Chair, we are gonna ask for this to be tabled. We're gonna bring this back. We still need to do a little bit more research on this, get with our legal department, just to make sure that we're on very firm ground with regard to, before we bring possible alternatives to the commission.
Okay.
So we're gonna request this one to be tabled. Time uncertain.
Okay.
Motion to table time uncertain.
Okay.
Second.
Second. All in favor?
All right.
And before we adjourn, it's Rick Villarreal's birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Happy birthday. This is what we mean, that the engineers would have to do what they have to do even in their birthdays.
Even on their birthday.
May I suggest that we extend the meetings, go back to his?
All of the items.
Oh, trust me, my phone was being lit up when I was home.
Happy birthday.
Happy
Enjoy your family.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Thank you.